there were backers for John, but they weren't sure. You don't know then. Before a guy gets that title the first time, you don't know how he's going to handle that spotlight on Bright and everything. Jim, right before he passed away, famously told Bruce Pritchard, "There's your guy," talking about John Cena.
Right.
He
Yeah.
saw him and said, "That's your guy." And that's when there were backers for John, but they weren't sure. You don't know then. Before a guy gets that title the first time, you don't know how he's going to handle that spotlight on Bright and everything.
And
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 Barnett
we'll
had not a doubt in his mind about it.
right.
You know
And
what
we'll
he told me, John, in the very beginning when Cena first came? Cena used to wear that T-shirt during his matches a lot. Barnett called me one night after Raw, 11 o'clock at night. He had watched Raw. He said, "Tell John Cena to please take off that T-shirt. He's got such a body that people want to see it there. Tell him to take off that." I called John the next day. I said, "John, when you get to the ring, take off." And John started doing that. And he went up to Jim and thanked Jim in Atlanta TV shooting we were doing. He said, "Mr. Barnett, Brisco told me what you said." He said, "I really appreciate the feedback." He said, "I've taken it and I've changed my beginning of my act because of what you said there." So that's how I sued even in the later years that Barnett was.
well 20 years before that, he did the same thing with Tommy Rich.
Yeah,
He saw Tommy Rich as this skinny guy from Nashville that most Ole probably wanted to use him in the opening match or the
yeah,
middle
yeah.
of the card, and Mr. Barnett goes, I see a star, and
Mhm.
he was just good at that. He
Yeah, he
wasn't
was.
good at booking, but he was good at
Yeah.
looking at talent and knowing who would draw money.